guys, so I want to talk to you about the idea of biofeedback in your martial arts techniques. This does not really actually apply to fitness, or at least not to resistance fitness. It actually applies somewhat to gymnastic ideas, parkour, that kind of stuff to an extent. But I want you to understand that in the world of martial arts, you basically have two types of things. You have striking and grappling. And in both, the idea is movement with efficiency, and of course the ultimate ideal to be able to defeat a stronger, larger, faster opponent by using technical skill. And this means that your structure, your timing, your leverage, your angles, your control of the center line, all of those things are in place. And so this idea of biofeedback we can illustrate simply with a punch. If I punch and I aim for, let's say I aim 6 inches through the target, like Bruce Lee said. Well, that's all fine and well. However, if I leave my fist there, my fist is going to absorb some of that damage back in. See, force, when it impacts, it actually radiates out like a wave. You see this in ballistics with firearms. A bullet penetrates and the energy dump happens inside the body, which means no exit wound. Exit wounds are a bad idea. And you get this energy wave radiating out, and it actually isn't the fact that you poked a hole in them, but the fact that the energy dump caused this wave of destruction that actually creates organ death. Well, it's the same thing. You're looking for, in the case of a punch or a kick, any kind of strike, you're looking for force of impact that stays in the opponent and not transferring back to you, which means you need to create a disconnect. Now, here's the other side of it. If you strike them and they move, they physically move away from your strike, that means you actually pushed them. And then you're getting a whole different type of thing, and you're not actually transferring the energy inside their body, you're transferring energy into momentum, into their structure, and it's not going to actually create any damage. What you end up doing then is blending this idea of the 6-inch penetration and the idea of the snap that you see in a lot of traditional martial arts. So you go for that optimal penetration, which really isn't 6 inches, it's optimal penetration is 2 or 3 inches. And so you go for that, and it's really compression, not penetration. You go for that, and you disconnect with a quick, sharp snapback. Now there's a couple of reasons. One is to bring back the hand for another use or defense, which is another use. But and that's really the more important issue. But the other side is that the quicker you disconnect, the less energy dumps back into your fist or into your weapon. The energy moves faster than you could ever possibly move. So don't think you'll never absorb some energy back. But the fact is that the quicker you move away, the less you will absorb back into you, which means your weapon takes less damage, which means you can use it more often or more frequently, and which means it's going to extend your fight. And it also means that you're dumping more energy inside of your opponent and not into pushing him or letting it rebound back, which means that you're going to be feeling it less. So many people want to start throwing in these punches and they think that they're doing more damage because their punch hurts their hand more. That is exactly the opposite way that it should be. The punch, you should be able to feel that your muscles are exerting maximum effort, but you're not feeling maximum impact with your fist because your penetration depth is matching your your speed and all that. And the same is true for grappling, the same is true for any other kind of striking other than punching. You should be feeling less effort from yourself to your opponent. You should be expending less energy yourself and making your opponent expend more. And it's as simple as that. So if you feel like you are working hard for a strike or for a throw or for a lock, then you're working too hard. It should feel easy. And it should feel easy because you've practiced it, because your angles are right, because your timing is right, because your leverage and structure are right. It all matters. I've been practicing throws like a madman lately, and there is this one throw that has been just foiling me, and it's just a matter of timing the arms and the legs. It's a sweep type throw from Shuai Jiao, and I'm not going to get into it right now. But the fact is, you have to get your opponent to load the weight on one leg, and then you have to mess with his core and make him go down. And the best throws, it literally feels like, whoop, nothing happened. And yet my opponent splatted hard on the floor. And then there's other ones where it's just like, you're just like, ah, and dragging your opponent down. And that, it feels like shit. Your technique shouldn't feel like shit. That's all I got for you. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And that's all I'm going to say. Good journey.